Greetings, Librans. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for joining me, and this is your February reading. Oh God, it looks a bit bouffanty. I've got my bouffant wig on today. Thank you for joining me. For any likes, shares, and subscribes, I really do sincerely appreciate that to keep this channel up and running. And so for this week, we're looking at your February reading. Not that time's really, not that time's actually that relevant, but it's a general guide for that. And hopefully you can join me for Time and Tides on Thursday, where we'll do a longer read for the full moon in beautiful Leo. So let's get shuffling. Overarching energies today for beautiful Libra. Let's see. Oops. Oh. It's just too many sometimes that pop out. Overarching energy for Libra, please. Today it's expansive, big blue sky out there. Here. Whoop. Expansive indeed. Excuse me, Libra. Excuse me. Oh, caramba. Right. So lovely, Librans. We get the beautiful Three of Wands, which is a card of understanding. Traditionally, the Three of Wands is a man or a woman with his three wands on a journey, and they're just having a break. Oh, they're having a little break along the way, and they can see, well, they don't know what's ahead, but they know that whatever they come across, or whatever they have to deal with, they can deal with it. Because they're nearly there. They're just having a breather. It's like a halfway mark. And also traditionally, it's usually there's one wand behind the figure and two in front, which indicates that they clearly know where they're going. And in some ways, they can't be presented with anything that would be a surprise at this point. That's what I get from this. So this is overarching, over surrounding energies for lovely Libra at the moment. So now we're looking at choice. Excuse me. I have to position myself on the floor. Might make it easier. Choice. Look, we get two cards that popped out here. We get the Three of Swords, another three, another understanding, actually, and the Eight of Cups. Starting with the three, to me, this is always a card of intellectual understanding of sorrow. This is called sorrow. The Three of Swords, and you'll be familiar with it like a heart with three swords in it, imagery wise. An intellectual understanding. Again, another three. And there is a sort of Saturnian quality. Sorry, there's a fly. There's a Saturnian quality about this. Like I say, time Yeah, Chronos, Kairos, time, limitations of. But this is a, in my mind, an intellectual understanding of sorrow. With that, we get the Eight of Cups. Now, I do think these two cards came out both at the same time. The Eight of Cups is about walking. The figure is always walking away from the Eight Cups. Now, you get to a point where you've gone through all of that suit up to the Eight. And you get to the Eight and you choose to walk away from it. Often and usually in order to find the Two, or because this, external things change. And so these, you're looking in your Eight Cups and you realize that some of them are completely dried up and you need to move, you need to walk away at that point. So it's an understanding. I mean, the choice here, I would see it as someone possibly on a personal level, or when I say personal level, on an emotional level, leaving, say, for example, leaving a relationship. But in the more material way, it could be like a sadness about leaving, moving, leaving a place that you've been for a while, that you've loved, but it is time to move on. It's kind of that sort of thing that we see here as your choice, Libra, at the current time. So that's pretty beautiful. It is. It's you're at a point with this Three of Wands where you understand, what's going on, and that, as I said initially, that you're not going to be presented with anything that you're not familiar or that you haven't dealt with before, but it's definitely leaving something in order to seek, leaving something, or you're at the halfway mark. You're completing a journey of sorts here. And part of that is sort of walking away from those Eight Cups. I always find the Eights kind of interesting because they're all cards of the mind, even when we're looking at the emotional suit of the cup. But sometimes the interpretation, excuse me, Libra, the interpretation of the Eight of Cups, because you see the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is celebration and being with friends and parties, celebration, reasons to celebrate. We also have the Five of Cups within the Eight of Cups card, which is to do with understanding loss at the same time. So it incorporates those other two cards in a way, depending on what way you want to interpret it. But yeah, the Eights, they're always really interesting, I think. So that being, let's head on to traits for ease in this scenario for beautiful Librans. Today, it feels like it's just getting hotter and hotter here. I'm not complaining. For anyone who's in the Northern Hemisphere, I'm certainly not complaining. But winter comes as it does for us all. Traits for ease. We get the Four of Swords. We get a little bit of mercy here. We get some time. We get time to lie in repose. lie in repose. Traditionally, you would see a knight lying with 3 swords and 1 sword beside himself. This is a time to heal, a time to reflect. These traits will give you whatever it is you need to continue the journey here. It's a beautiful card, the 4 of Swords, and in the Thoth deck it's called Truce. It's a point at which we take stock and we rest because we need to. We need to, it's like a sleep. We need to regenerate all the little cells in our bodies. It's just time out for a short time to heal. I think this is beautiful. Let's go through here now, and we'll just clarify a little bit, or peel. It's not so much clarifying, but it's peeling the veil back a fraction with this. Start with the 3 of Wands here for beautiful Libra. 3 of Wands. We'll just move these cards. Limited space today. 3 of Wands. Please. What can you tell us a little bit more? This journey that we've been on. This journey that we've been on in itself, we see. What do we see with the 3 of Wands, please? Thank you. Just, the cards have been kind of stubborn today. 3 of Wands, please, for the Librans. For beautiful Librans here. Wow. So, look. This is a period, as I said, of healing. We get the Hanged Man. Look at it like this. Just at the moment, we're a chrysalid. All our juices are kind of doing their thing, and we're just about to come out. We're just about to pop out into a new zone. This is transformation. In order for that, we do need the rest and recuperation of the 4 of Swords. That's the beginning of this process. And the Hanged Man is not necessarily in that position for too long either. So it's not time dependent. It's process dependent. If that makes sense. So we get that for the 3 of Wands. This is good. We're just stopping for a moment on this journey. Beautiful Librans. And for the cards of choice, if we can get a card for choice. Look. Where we had the 8. We had the 8 of Cups and the 3 of Swords. Choice. Look, this is going to bring whatever this walking away is, this leaving something in order to, by doing that, you're upping your own levels of mastery anyway, in terms of being able to choose beyond attachment where you want to be and what you want to be doing, and all of those sort of things, who you surround yourself with, who you choose to. It sounds very individual centric in some ways, but in order to, you're walking away from something, you're changing whether it's your script or your place of work or your place of living. You're choosing to do that, and what it will do for you, what it seems to indicate, is that it's going to give you a new enthusiasm, new inspiration, new charge of light. It's beautiful. Really, really lovely. Really lovely. You know, just the cells. I just keep getting that thing of, you know, the little cells need, you know, like a little sponge that's just all shriveled up, and as soon as you pour water on it, it comes alive. The juice to come alive. This healing. Traits for ease and success is that we trust our intuition. We allow ourselves to rest, to recuperate, and heal. And by doing that, we trust our decision, which was based on our intuitive self, our intuitive voice. I love that. And you might find maybe, you know, the next new moon, which I think is in Aquarius actually, after this full moon at the end of the week in Leo, the next new moon, yeah, I do believe it's in Aquarius. You might find by the new moon that you know, that things are actually starting to move a little bit more for you in terms of the decision that you've made. So I think that's gorgeous. And let's get a journey map card from my journey map deck, dear Librans. Whoa, here we go. Wow, yeah, this is brilliant. This is brilliant, honestly, because here we get eruption. Now, eruption's kind of like the Tower, but what comes from it? What do we get from this sort of, I like a kind of, you know, it's a sudden shift. It's a sudden, there are signs that it's happening, that, you know, there are certainly signs that indicate what's going to happen. It is going to be an eruption. There will be movement, there will be earth movement and all of that. But what comes at the end of an eruption? Certainly during it, there are some amazing processes going on a very earthy level. But what we get from this amazing eruption is something incredibly beautiful. You get obsidian, this black glass, when the lava flow hits the salty, cool ocean. And it's quite interesting. I did watch underwater filming of lava moving its way down into the ocean, which I found quite fascinating. And so you get, you know, you get the beautiful cut glass of obsidian after an eruption of sorts. I think a lot of people are going through towers, eruptions. It's been happening a lot for a lot of people in the last few weeks, I think. If not, you know, as I said in the another reading somewhere, that you know, some of us have been going through eruption or tower moments, what seemed to be like for years. But anyway, so this is a beautiful reading, Libra. Look, there's a lot of action, there's a lot of movement going on here, self-directed, indicating, you've got a powerhouse of energy and strength here and lots of changes going on. And just remember, when it's time to have a rest, just have a rest, give yourself a break. And we get, indeed, is what we get: mastery, process information without fear. So it is upping. You are looking and moving towards a point where because you want, it's not to say that you weren't comfortable before, but you're venturing forth, and it's beautiful. It's amazing, Librans. So thank you, air babies, for joining me. I really do appreciate it. And hopefully you can join me for on Thursday for the Time and Tides video. So chin chin, and take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, Libra. Thank you.